Hey Internet, it's me. Now, you may have noticed the change of scenery. I'm in my office, not in the game room. I'm trying something new here. I'm trying to see if I can record myself and the direct at the same time. Let me make that full screen while I'm at it. Yeah, so hopefully this works. Also, if you saw in my last video, my power was out. It is back on now after 2 weeks of being out. Um, but now that the power is back on, I'm dealing with a new issue, not that you asked, and that's that a tree fell on my house. So lots of fun. Although, to keep the video positive, I also bought a claw machine because I'm a responsible adult who does responsible things with his money. Also, I bought a blue tongue skink, one of my favorites of all the lizards who has stuff in her mouth. Yeah. So, just life things. But anyway, we're gonna watch the direct, and by we, I mean I'm going to watch the direct, and then you're going to watch this video of me talking about it, and we'll see how that goes. Like I said before, I really I know we're gonna get Mario Kart, and that's the big thing I'm excited for, is to hear more about Mario Kart 9. As you may or may not have noticed, I enjoy Mario Kart. In fact, I'm basically the only YouTube channel anywhere on YouTube that even talks about Mario Kart. It's weird that no one else ever talks about it, but nope, it's just me. So I'm psyched for more. I think it's time we get. I don't know if I really needed a new game, but I just need more Mario Kart content, new tracks, new racers, new whatever. So I'm excited to hear what they have in store for Mario Kart 9. Also, like I said, there's some things I'd like for them to announce. I don't think they're going to, but I would love it if they did. Um, a Hyrule Warriors 2 would be just my absolute favorite thing ever. New Star Fox would be really amazing. There's a lot of things they could do that I'd be pretty excited about. Um, and I mean, really, sky's the limit now. They are launching a new console, so they need a solid lineup to get people excited and to buy the console. Why is there not music or anything? Usually there'd be some sort of background noise, right? Or a countdown? We're in the last minute here. It should be doing something. Watch me finally get OBS to cooperate and I have the wrong video playing. That would be my luck. It says live. Oh, there we go. I should have just been more patient. Okay, so I guess here we go. We're gonna see the things, and hopefully I got the volume leveling correct and you can hear me over the video, because if not, this is gonna be really awkward. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna go for it and see what happens. I took the day off of work just to do this, so hopefully it's a good announcement. Um, if not, that's fine. I'm still gonna have a day off of work and I'm gonna go play video games. But I want some cool stuff here, so I guess we just wait and see. Also, this whole video is just gonna be one cut because I'm recording everything all together. So if there's awkward silences or stutters or any weird stuff, I don't know what to tell you. That's your peek behind the curtain. That's what it's actually like. Even more so than you normally see in my videos, which, believe it or not, are actually edited to make me look better. Right off the bat, Switch 2, really stupid. You'd think they would have learned from the Wii U situation. If you have a new console, give it a new name. PlayStation being the exception. Oh, so they're starting off with Mario Kart. Okay, let's do the thing. Also, I have to say, my lizard, while she is still here on my lap for this, completely unimpressed. She does not care at all about any of this. Okay, so that looks like a big track. A huge lineup of characters, which we knew from the teaser. Although I will say, These all look like Mario characters. Maybe it'll expand more, but I was kind of hoping Mario Kart would do more of the crossover stuff. You know, like they had Link and Zelda, or just Link rather, but they had the Link and then the whole Hyrule level. They had Animal Crossing with the Villager and Isabelle and the Animal Crossing level. They had the F-Zero levels. Like, I like all the crossover stuff. I want more of that. I want Smash Brothers, but racing. Okay, this rail grinding thing. Oh, and wall riding too. Okay, getting weird now. That was also weird. That wasn't my computer. The video just froze. I don't know what happened. Okay, so there's some costume changes, some really weird-ass power-ups with that 18-wheeler thing. Oh, okay, so they're going full, like, Sega All-Stars Racing with the plane and off-road kind of stuff. Oh, and it has a HUD. Ooh.
Hello, everyone. I'm Koichi Kawamoto.
I'm
and I'll
not
be one
sure
of
how
your
I feel
guides
now.
for today's Nintendo Direct.
Um,
I'm the
okay,
producer
I guess
for
I need
Nintendo
more
Switch
information.
2.
I'm jumping to conclusions.
I'm
But by
Takuhiro
calling
Dota,
it
the director for
Worlds
Nintendo
and having
Switch
that
2.
hub like that, and it looks like
And
track
I'm
maps on
Tetsuya
the hub,
Sasaki, the hardware
it looks
design lead
less
for
like this
Nintendo
is
Switch 2.
predefined tracks and more
What you
like
just saw
a
was
Forza
Mario Kart
Horizon
World,
situation
launching
where
exclusively
you have
on
an
Nintendo
open
Switch
world
2.
with all the roads and stuff
Now,
mapped,
what do you think this
and you just
brand
have
new Mario
different
Kart game will be like?
sections to drive on. I don't want open world in Mario Kart.
A brand new
I want
entry in the
predefined
Mario Kart
carts
series
like
is
that,
launching
or predefined
exclusively
tracks
on the
rather.
Nintendo Switch 2 system.
Ugh.
Welcome to this vast
Yeah, I
world.
don't.
Kart
I don't
races
love
are
that.
held throughout various regions that span the globe.
I hope it's still predefined tracks and not just like
Depending on the time of
open,
day and weather
infinite,
conditions, the atmosphere
routes
will
to
change.
take. That's because Mario Kart is not a racing game. Let's be clear. Like, if you want to play a racing game,
And in this Mario
you play
Kart
Forza
game,
Horizon, you play Gran Turismo, you play
you can go off the
PGR,
racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Yeah, see, no, that's not. Oh,
In the classic Grand
that
Prix,
sucks.
race through 4
I don't
courses in a
want
bid
that
for
for
first
a
place.
kart racer at all. Kart racers
But
are
don't
supposed to
sleep
be
at the
tight,
wheel.
defined
You'll also
tracks
drive to the next
with
course
lots of
as
like
part of the
weapon
competition.
power-ups, and you just battle
With
each other
24
on those little
drivers in each
tracks.
race, the
If it's
most
just
in
a
series
huge
history,
open world
the
thing,
competition is gearing up.
I mean, you can get away from the other racers because there's all this space and openness.
Introducing Knockout Tour.
Mm.
Race non-stop from
Okay, I
one
have to
corner
say,
of the
I
world to
was
another.
the most excited for Mario Kart 9 out of everything, and right now, really kind of starting
There
off
are
strong with a
multiple checkpoints
disappointment
along
here.
the way.
I do not love
If
this.
you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line?
Okay, well, this is putting a damper on the whole direct for me now.
You can also
Also,
freely drive around this vast world in
does
free
that
roam.
mean we're not getting... Like, are we going to get DLC
By
tracks
going
then?
off-road, you can explore new
Like-
areas and routes.
Because the
So
map
drive
is the map.
wherever your
How
heart
do you
takes
add
you.
more unless they're going to expand the whole map? Also, it means we're definitely
You can
not
also
going to get
go for scenic
crossovers
drives with
because
friends.
they created this world
And even take
based
photos
on like the
together
Mario
at different
stuff.
locations.
You're not going to add like Viridian Forest or Hyrule Castle or any of that onto this Mario-based map island thing.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here.
Okay, well
Mario
this all
Kart
kind of sucks. Not gonna
World.
lie, I am
The game launches on the same day as Nintendo
very
Switch 2.
not excited about this.
More
Like
details about
I'll
this
get the
title
game on
will be
launch.
shared in
I
the
will play it
upcoming
day
Mario
one
Kart
because I
World
need
Direct.
to see what it's
So
like.
be
But
on the lookout for more information in
ooh,
the future.
of all the things they were gonna announce today, I did not
Mario
think
Kart
Mario
World
Kart would
launches on the
disappoint
same
me,
day
and
as
yet
Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more
starting off
details
really
in the
weak
future,
with
so
this
we hope you're looking
announcement.
forward
That
to it.
is a disappointment.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2.
I know I'm on camera and I have more stuff to do, but I
These are the
immediately
Joy-Con
like
2
I want to
controllers
text
for
some
Switch
friends
2.
and tell them how crap this looks
And
and
on the
make
right
sure they
Joy-Con
all agree.
We've added a new C button. Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
That's true. If this is the Switch 2 Direct, some of this video is just going to be the hardware. I don't care. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, I care. I want to know how the console's gonna play, but like, none of this matters. I just want to see the games. That's what sells the console. Nintendo's the only one still doing gimmicks with their hardware. Everyone else, they're just like, hey, it's a console. Here's all the cool games we have. Nintendo is still in this weird, stupid headspace where they're like, hey, look, our console does fancy, weird crap. Also, here's some games, but like, no, the console just needs to play the games.
Game
That's
Chat,
all we
a
need.
new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Also, I have to say, this is hysterical that they're advertising, hey, look, our multiplayer lets you talk
With
to
this
the other
feature,
players.
You'll be able to communicate
Every
with
other
friends and
console
family
had that
while
a
playing game.
decade ago. Like, original Xbox, the OG, big fat console Xbox,
While using the
had
Game Chat
Xbox
feature,
Live and
your
let
voice
you
is
chat with
recognized
other
by a
players.
microphone
Like,
built
this
into the
has
system.
been around for so long. Nintendo is really just
It can
doing
pick
the
up your speaking
bare
voice
minimum
clearly,
here.
even from a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here. All right, let's keep going. Let's make a left right here. Let's make
Although,
it's
if
noisy
they
around
are
you,
doing the bare
your
minimum
voice
and
will still come
finally
through clearly,
playing the Apple
letting you
game
chat
of
with
catching
ease.
up to other competitors and then claiming that they're innovative,
It does look
I'm hoping they
beautiful.
announce
And
achievements.
you can use this feature in handheld
Because
mode too,
that's
letting
one
you
thing
easily
Nintendo's
chat
never had
with
that they
friends and
really
family.
need. And that really is the
If you
reason
open the
that,
chat menu
like,
and
every
turn on game
multi-platform
screen
game,
sharing,
I buy on Xbox or PlayStation. I don't buy on Switch
you can
because
also share your game
if I
screen.
get the same game
Just, like,
experience,
go on top
but
of
I
that dinosaur.
also get
Really?
achievements,
Do it. You guys are just
then
good.
it's ridiculous to not
Oh shoot!
get it on the other consoles. Like,
Trying to eat me, trying to eat me.
I could get
I
a
got it. I got it.
bigger experience. Like, I can get more by playing it somewhere else. So why would I play it here?
Hey.
Plus, of course, you know,
can
the
chat
hardware
to your heart's
limitations
content,
of the
even
Switch.
while
Like,
playing different games.
the Switch and now the
Yeah,
Switch
no, that
2,
one is so hard,
right off the bat, is not
Oh wow!
keeping
I'm,
up
like,
with
in
its
the sky right
competitors.
here.
Like, the
Ah,
Switch
I'm
2
falling,
can
I'm
do
falling, I'm
less
falling. Oh, yeah, we got it.
hardware-wise and performance-wise
Look, you're
than the
oh, it's so
PS5 or the
cute.
Series X.
So cute.
So, if the hardware
can
is
adjust the
less
size of
and they
your
have
game
less
screen.
features, why the hell would I get it on the
Guys,
Switch?
I
You know,
lost
perfect
my
example,
mind.
No Man's Sky. It's an incredible game. It launched on the PS4,
Or
it later hit
expand another
Steam,
friend's game screen.
the Xbox One, and the Switch.
Above that,
And right off the bat, the
too.
Switch version
You're almost
could
just
not
like the
do
wall, like, it
what the
should get
PS4 and the
half
Xbox One versions did, because it didn't have like the multiplayer functionality with like in-game
so everyone
chats
can watch them
or
play.
like friends listed, that kind of
I
stuff.
think I know
And
what
it
you
just
are.
didn't
I
have
know
the
what you are.
hardware to handle some of the extra things that are in the game. And so now, if I'm gonna play No Man's
Let's take a
Sky,
picture here.
the Switch would be the absolute last console I would ever want to play it on,
I like your
because it
poses.
just can't do
On
what
the
the
right
other ones do.
Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional
And the
button.
Switch 2 is going to be the same way.
With the C
So,
button, you
really,
can pull up a chat menu.
I don't know why they're even talking about hardware, because we know the hardware sucks. They need to show games. Nintendo, their selling point has
Here,
always
you can
been
quickly and
their
easily mute
games. They
yourself
have the best
and more.
IPs, you know.
And
They have
there's
Donkey
this.
Kong and Yoshi and Animal Crossing and Mario and
By
Zelda
connecting this camera
and
to the
Star
system.
Fox and Kirby and Kid Icarus and
Hey.
Xenosaga, and it's just so many things that they own. It's just them. And that lineup is the reason people buy Nintendo consoles. So,
You can appear on screen.
this whole direct
and
should
video
honestly
chat
just be
while playing a
games.
game.
Like, even now, they're still talking about online compatibility, but it's the ability to talk to your
Here's how it
friends
works
and
with
mute your
just the
mic
camera.
and share your screen and take gameplay footage, which again is all stuff that's baked
Please
into
look forward to
every other
games which use
console
your camera feed
from
like
2
this.
generations ago. Like, none of this is innovative or new.
No, wait.
It's just new for Nintendo because they've always been behind. Like, they're kind of showing their
Using
whole
Game
ass
Chat.
on stage right now
Even when you're
by basically
apart,
saying,
you
hey,
can play
look,
games and
we
hang out
finally
as if
caught
you were
up
together in the
to
same
the
room.
PS4.
Play together.
Like,
or
that's,
compete in
it's
online
ridiculous,
multiplayer
guys. You're
games.
competing with the consoles from 15 years ago.
Chat while
Meanwhile,
playing your
everyone
personal
else is playing the
favorites.
consoles from today.
Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families.
See, that's where they could
All
shine.
together,
They mentioned the retro games
anytime,
there.
Anywhere.
Again, if they had
Game Chat.
achievements, like I said, the big selling point, if you're in the emulation world,
What did you think?
RetroArch
developing
is one of the
Game Chat,
big ones out there
our
right
goal
now.
was for you to enjoy
Partly
playing
because
online with
it'll
others more
emulate just
closely,
every console all in
including
one
family and
app.
friends.
But a big part
Almost
of
as
it
if you're all playing
is,
together in
even
the
though
same
some
place.
people want to deny it, is the fact that they have retro achievements.
The camera you saw in the
which means
trailer
you
is the
play
Nintendo
these
Switch
ROMs
2
for these
camera,
old games, and you can unlock
which will be
achievements
available
in those
on the same
games.
day as Switch
That
2.
is really cool. It gives you another reason and another way to play
a Nintendo
these
Switch
games.
Online membership will be required to use Game Chat.
So if Nintendo
However,
added
since
not
we'd
only
like as
achievements to
many
new
people as
games,
possible to
but also to
experience
the
Game
retro
Chat,
stuff that
it
they
will be
offer
available without a
online through their
membership for a
virtual
limited
console,
time.
whatever it's called on the Switch,
We hope you'll try it out.
that is a game changer. Like now you have
Additionally,
officially
Game Chat
sanctioned and
supports the
tracked
Nintendo Switch
achievements
Parental Controls
that
app,
will link
and
to
different
your
settings can be
profile
adjusted. For example,
that you
whether
can get
parental
in,
permission is always
Super Mario
required when a
Brothers,
child
or
wants to
the
use
original
Game
Legend
Chat
of
to play
Zelda,
with their friends.
or Yoshi's Island, or Link to the Past, F-Zero,
We'd
all
like to
these
introduce
games.
another
Like
new
that's
experience you can share with
a
family and friends.
huge win for them. That would set them apart for sure.
On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have
so
one
I
game,
hope they're smart
you can
enough
pass
to do
a
that.
Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game with Game Share.
Okay,
As shown
that's
here,
cool.
even
Local
games
game
that
share
require
is a good
multiple
idea.
screens can
They
be played
should
if
have
one
had
person
that.
owns a compatible game.
So
With Game Share, you can temporarily
Yeah,
share
that's a
compatible
good
games
idea.
with others who also have Nintendo Switch
that's a big
2
one. I'm
or
glad
a
they are
Nintendo
adding
Switch
that.
system.
That is
You can share
good
a game
feature on
with
their
up to
part.
3 other
Again,
systems at a time.
don't care about the hardware. Just want to see the games.
Game Share also
but
supports online play
that is a
with
good
other
thing to
Switch
have.
2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. Game Share can only be used with compatible games. This feature
What do you
is
think,
planned
Grumpy?
for several titles, starting with a free update for
You falling
Clubhouse
asleep and
Games
getting annoyed that I'm
51
touching you?
Worldwide
Okay.
Classics on Nintendo Switch. Game Share support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we
Yeah,
hope
I just
you'll
got
look forward
this
to it.
new little lizard friend. So
Up next,
she's still a grump. She doesn't fully like me yet.
we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Oh my god, stop. I don't care about the system.
Please
Show
take a
me the
look.
games. The system, it's just a console. Also, I would be
At
curious to see
7.9
the numbers
inches,
too.
Switch
I'm sure
2
they're
has a
out there.
bigger built-in screen.
How
Here's
many
how that
people
compares to
use
Nintendo
the
Switch.
Switch like
The
portable on the
system's
go
thickness remains the
versus
same.
the people that just dock it permanently and just use it as a home
With
console?
approximately double the pixels
Because like
compared
that's
to
what I do.
Switch,
For
you
me,
can enjoy
the
games
Switch is
in greater
just a home
detail
console.
on
It
the
never
1080p
leaves the dock.
screen.
I don't use it portable. You know, like if I'm going somewhere, first of all, I'm usually driving, so I can't play the
The
Switch while I'm
screen
driving.
supports up to
But like if I'm on a
120
plane or
frames per
something,
second, allowing for
I don't
smoother
want to
gameplay
look
and
at a little
supported
screen. I
titles.
just read a book or look out the window or take a nap. Like I don't know. I'm a 40-year-old. I'm not playing video games
The LCD
portably
screen
anymore.
is
If
more
I am,
vivid
it's just something
and
stupid on my
supports
phone.
HDR,
So the
providing
Switch
more
never
contrast
leaves the
between
dock
light
for me,
and
and I
dark areas
wonder
of the images.
how much of that is the case for other people. Although I
The
think
all-new
what I just
Joy-Con
mentioned is
2
probably the key to
controllers
it.
connect
Like I said,
magnetically.
I'm 40. I'm an adult
Strong
now. I
magnets
have a
keep the
full-time job.
controllers
I have
firmly attached to the
responsibilities. I
system.
have to mow the
Detach your
yard,
controller easily
get
by
this
pressing
damn
the release
tree off
button
my
on the
house. Like I have stuff I have to do, so I don't have a ton of free time.
The
When I
SL
do,
and SR buttons
if I
are
decide to
bigger
dedicate
for
it to
greater
gaming, like
comfort
I'm
and
not,
control when playing with a
I'm
Joy-Con
not looking
2
at a little
held
screen.
horizontally.
Like if I get to play a video game, I'm gonna use my 65-inch
The
TV.
left and right sticks
I'm
are
not
now
gonna use
larger.
my 4-inch Game Boy screen. Like that's ridiculous. But
Each
I've got
Joy-Con
kids
2 controller
who,
can
you know,
be used as a
ride the
mouse
school
to
bus
play
or
with
constantly are
compatible
traveling
games.
between their
Both
house
the
and friends'
left and right
houses or
Joy-Con
going to a
2s
relative's
support mouse
house or
controls.
have nothing to do in a long car ride. Like
By
bet
adjusting
they're
the audio
using it
balance
portable.
between the ranges,
So,
sounds from the built-in speakers
yeah,
are
I
clearer
think I'm kind
and
of
more
answering my
natural
own
in
question.
handheld
I
and
bet
tabletop
there
modes.
are a good number of people that use it portable as well as home
It has
console.
a built-in microphone,
But I
so
bet
you can
those are
voice
the
chat
younger
with
folks.
friends anytime via Game Chat.
If they had
It
a
also
breakout
uses
of like
noise-canceling technology
demographic,
to
I'd be
filter
curious to see
sounds, so
how
your
many
voice will come
people,
through clearly.
you know, in like 20s or 30s or 40s or beyond are
Even if you
using
don't
this
have a surround
to go
sound
in
system,
handheld mode
Games can
versus
be enjoyed with more
just
immersive,
permadock
three-dimensional sound,
the
as
home
if it were
console
coming
mode.
from all around you.
Especially because too, Joy-Cons suck. Like I'm sorry, those Joy-Cons are garbage. It's if I have to play without my Pro controller, I am not having a good time.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this. In addition to the USB-C port found
Again,
on the
they're still
bottom of
just
the
catching
system,
up to other
there's
consoles.
one on
Like,
top
hey
as well.
guys, we have 2 USB ports.
It's handy for
That,
connecting a USB-C
Everyone
camera
already has that. That's
or
been
charging
the
in tabletop
case
mode.
all along for all the other consoles. Like, your USB port is your controller port. Everyone has at least 2.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch.
Also, let's
for
be
storing
real,
your
like,
game
if you're
downloads,
still measuring your
save data,
storage in
and
gigabytes, you're not
Reading and writing
offering
data
that
is
much
also
storage.
faster.
Like, at this point, in this day and age, with how big
Use the
games
Nintendo
are,
Switch 2 dock to
I mean,
connect to your
Nintendo
TV
games are
and
smaller,
enable up to
but
4K resolution for compatible games.
terabyte minimum
HDR
for consoles.
is also supported in
Honestly,
TV
I
mode.
feel like it should be in double digits for some of the bigger, like for a real console like the PS5 or the Series X. Those should have
Nintendo
like 10
Switch 2 dock
terabytes
has
because
a
game
built-in
sizes
fan
are
that keeps
so
your
effing
system
big now.
cool.
There are some that
This
are in the
helps keep
hundreds of
performance stable.
gigabyte size. If you install that game twice, you've already maxed out your 1 terabyte storage.
On Nintendo
So,
Switch 2,
like,
you
if
can
you
play
get
Nintendo
collectors
Switch
or people
2
that have
games,
big libraries,
as well as compatible
especially now
Nintendo
the
Switch
console
games.
makers are pushing so
Physical
hard to
and
go digital
games
with
are
everything.
supported.
Like, you need a ton of space to fit your games. So, like, when we get the next wave of real consoles, not Nintendo, because they're never gonna play the game right. They're not gonna do hardware like they're supposed to. But for Sony and Microsoft, assuming Microsoft still makes consoles,
As you just saw, Nintendo
I
Switch
really
2
would
isn't
expect the
simply
next
an
gen to
improved
have
Nintendo Switch.
at least 10 terabyte
We
on board
redesigned
at
the
launch.
system from
Like,
the
it just,
ground up and
it's
packed in
stupid
lots of new
otherwise.
gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2
Why are
hardware,
you now in
we're
my
currently
armpit? What is
developing
happening
this
with you?
game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself. This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour,
Okay, so
exclusive
there's
to Nintendo Switch 2.
there's the gimmick game. If you're
I'm
new to
standing over
Nintendo,
here.
every time
Okay,
they launch a
everyone,
console that
join
does
me
some
inside the game.
wacky nonsense, they always have a gimmick
There are
game,
a lot of question mark
which
icons
basically
here.
exists
Let's examine
as a
them.
tutorial, just to show you, hey,
This sign
here's
reads,
the
"Where
gimmicks,
are the
here's
magnets?"
how they work, here's how we're hoping
The
developers
Joy-Con
will
2
utilize
controllers
them.
attached to the system
You know,
with
the
magnets.
Wii had
And those magnets
well,
are
like Wii
inside the
Sports.
system.
The first Switch had that.
The SL and
What was it,
SR
like
buttons on
1,
the Joy-Con
2,
2 are
Let's
made
Play
of
or
metal.
something like that. I don't remember the name.
So that's how they attach
But they
to
always
the
have
system.
something like that to show you the gimmick and show you how
A magnetic
it works.
circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach. Through examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2. Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined
am
with the
curious to
gyroscopes, you can
see-
even do something like this. You can
See,
adjust the position of
the
the
problem
golf
I'm
club
worried
and aim for the
about
cup
is
by
that
rotating the Joy-Con 2.
With this mouse mode, is it going to be like the
By
motion
combining the mouse
controls in
controls
the
and
Wii,
gyroscopes, things
where
like this are possible.
people feel like they have to
There are
integrate it
secrets to
into their
discover,
game,
even as you're playing mini games
and they
tech
end up
demos.
making the game less fun because
Some of the
that.
secrets range from the unique features of
You
the
know,
system
like,
to tiny details you might not
um,
notice until they're pointed out.
I'm trying to think
There
of a
are
good
plenty.
example. Like the Zelda on
Nintendo
the Wii.
Switch 2 Welcome Tour will
where
launch as
you
a paid
basically- it was
digital
Twilight
game on the
Princess, I
same
believe,
day as Nintendo
where
Switch 2.
if you played it on
so
the
please check it
GameCube,
out if you're
it
interested.
was just a game, and it was fun. You just had a controller,
Now,
you sat down, you played
I'd like
the game.
to share
Awesome.
some more information
But if you
regarding
played on the
Nintendo
Wii,
Switch 2.
You had to wave your hands around
This is the
like a
game card
moron
for Nintendo
and
Switch 2
flail
titles.
forever to play because the only way to
It's
swing
the
the
same
sword
shape
was
as
the motion
Nintendo Switch
controls.
game cards, but it's
For the
now
first
red,
couple minutes,
and it has much
you're having a
faster
grand old
data
time.
reading
You're like, oh my
speeds.
god, I'm saving Hyrule. This is
Next
amazing.
up
Look at
is
me.
additional
Yeah.
storage.
But
Switch
after
2
that,
will
you're like,
only work with
I
micro
just
SD
want to sit
express
down
cards.
and play a video game. Video games aren't
They're a
supposed to be
different
work.
type of SD
They're
card
supposed to
and
be
will
your
make
escape
high-speed
from
data
work and
transfers
from life
possible.
and from the real world. So by
Please
forcing
note,
all
the
this
regular
interaction
micro
and all
SD
this
cards
nonsense
used for
on you
Nintendo Switch will not be
does
compatible.
not, like, it's not fun. That's
Additionally,
not
to
a
transfer
game.
data
That's
from
not a
Switch
benefit
to
of any
Switch
sort.
2, you can log into your Nintendo account
And I
to
worry
use
with
the
this
system
mouse thing
transfer
if that's
feature.
going to be the same way. Like, if
With this
people are going to
feature,
try to force
you
that
can
in,
transfer save data,
and it just makes the game
digital games,
cumbersome.
and more.
Think of like the
We're
Castlevania
also
games on the
releasing
DS.
a new
Great
Pro
games.
controller.
They're amazing. I'm
It
not going to
has
say
a
they're
C
bad
button,
games.
which launches Game
but
Chat, and on the back
at
there are
some
new
point, they
GL and
all
GR
had to add
buttons,
some
which you
sort of
can use to
functionality
assign
where you had to
existing
use the
button
touch
controls.
screen to like choose a monster
In addition,
soul or
an
draw a
audio jack
spell
has
or
been
whatever
added.
else. It's like,
We've
I don't want
introduced
this.
a few
I
new
just
features,
want to play the
and after
game.
today's
And
presentation,
now that you've forced in
the
these
official Nintendo
touchscreen
Switch 2
controls,
website will
you
go
can't
live.
adapt these
There
games to
will
another
also be
console
an
because
Ask the
no one else
Developer
has this
article on our
obnoxious
website,
touchscreen.
where the three of us will talk
And yes,
about the
I know they did
development of Nintendo
eventually,
Switch 2.
a year or
We
two
hope you'll
ago,
check that
release a
out as
collection
well.
of those games sans touch scrolls
And now,
for other
the
consoles.
Nintendo Switch 2 launch date.
But for the longest time, they were stuck with them, and it just sucked.
Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
Oh, wow.
We're very much looking forward to the day when
I
you
mean,
all get to
I
experience
guess people
it,
on the
so
internet were
please wait
saying
just a
June,
bit longer.
but I kind of thought they were going to drag this out to the holiday season.
Now,
Okay,
broadly
cool.
speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games. The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games.
So Switch 2 games, Switch
These
games,
games take advantage
and
of
then
the
online
performance and
nonsense.
features of Switch 2.
We know. That's how
The second
backwards
type
compatibility
is compatible
works.
games that were released on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, there's a compatibility list.
Nintendo Switch 2 edition games are the third type. Some
Okay,
games that were
they're
released on
really-
Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways
Man,
to play
Nintendo,
on
you're
Switch
shitting
2,
the bed with this
and more.
direct. Okay, so now
I'd
I'm
like to show you
curious
the Nintendo Switch
what the
2 edition of
compatibility
Super
list
Mario
looks
Party
like
Jamboree.
and just how many games are
Please
getting
take a
left
look.
off. Like, I'm sure all the first party stuff carries forward, but like,
Super Mario Party Jamboree
is
getting
Waifu
an
Uncovered
upgrade on Nintendo
gonna be
Switch
on the
2.
compatibility list?
The upgrade
you know,
expands
our,
on the base game and adds new features, including
The Fox Awaits
mouse
You.
controls,
You know, all these weird, random, obscure third-party
audio
games
recognition,
or region-locked games. Like,
more expressive
are we
rumble,
even gonna get that stuff, or is it like,
and
nope,
gameplay that uses
we
a
didn't
camera
bother making those
accessory,
compatible, so
all
those are
of
still
which
Switch
can be
1 only.
accessed on Switch 2.
It's
Let's check
I
out
hate this
3
limited
new
backward
and
compatibility
updated
thing.
modes.
It's the same thing Xbox did.
First up
um,
is Mario Party mode.
Like,
With
I
a single
appreciate
camera,
that they're
up
gonna
to 4
like do some
players can join the
upscaling or some
festivities.
improvements to the
You'll be
previous
able to see
games
each
that they
other's
are gonna
faces as
allow.
you play, so you
but
can experience
having a
all the
truncated list just
reactions
sucks.
and emotions in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online. Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins. Guide an RC
Yeah,
car
again,
with your voice.
Forced hardware interaction here. They're
and
gonna
compete
like
in other
basically
mini
make
games
you
using full body
use
movement and sound.
their new
Finally,
like
take
camera
a
and
ride on the
microphone
mouse-controlled
online
Carnival
features.
Coaster. With the safety
And there's
bar
the mouse
lowered and
integration.
secured, you're off. Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
Yeah, could
When
not
you enter
possibly
a pipe,
care
a
less
mini
about
game
this.
will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm.
Okay,
And
can you just
one
talk
where
about
you
new
shake
games?
a can
That's
of spray
really.
paint and quickly tag objects.
I feel like a bad
Enjoy the
reactor
thrill
right
of
now
these
because I don't
intuitive
have a lot to
minigames.
say.
How
But they're
quickly can
giving
you
me
reach the station?
nothing to work with here.
From minigames
Like, this
that use
is
a camera,
all,
the built-in microphone,
you know, hardware
mouse
upgrades
controls,
that everyone else already has, so
and
it's not an
rumble.
upgrade.
The biggest party yet
Forced
is
motion
getting
control and
even
mouse
bigger.
integration nonsense
Super
that
Mario Party
whatever.
Jamboree,
And
Nintendo Switch 2
so far
edition,
they've only
plus
showed us one
Jamboree
game,
TV
which
launches on
is
Nintendo Switch 2,
Mario
July
Kart
24th.
bastardized into an open world off-road rally
Nintendo
racer.
Switch 2 players who already own Super
There's
Mario Party
nothing to be
Jamboree
excited
can
about so
upgrade
far.
to Nintendo Switch 2
I
edition
really,
plus Jamboree TV by
really am
purchasing
not
an
loving
upgrade
this
pack.
direct. Like, Tyler,
Please
who
look forward
you
to
know
a new
plays
Mario
Mario Kart
Party
with me and
experience,
is the
where
only
you
other
can see
person in the
each
world that
other's
talks about
reactions
Mario
while
Kart, which
playing.
again is just so weird that no one else talks
Let's
about
continue
it.
presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2
He was going to be
edition
here,
games.
and we were going to talk about the direct together. Honestly, I'm kind of glad he didn't bother now, because
Nintendo Switch 2 editions
man,
of The Legend
he
of
is
Zelda
not
Breath
missing
of
out.
the Wild and
This
The Legend
sucks.
of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates,
Okay, if they're going to upgrade these
and
games,
also support
you know what the real
HDR,
upgrade would be?
which makes the image
Getting
more
rid
vibrant,
of weapon degradation.
so you can
That
play
is the
with smoother, higher
stupidest
definition
system.
graphics.
I love Dark Cloud. I feel like everyone loves Dark Cloud.
Plus,
it is an
you can
absolute
get even more out of your
classic. It is
adventures in Hyrule using
iconic
Zelda
as far
Notes.
as like adventure and RPG games go.
This new feature
Everyone
can be accessed
appreciates
via the
Dark
Nintendo
Cloud.
Switch app on smart devices.
But it introduced
It's a
weapon
game-specific
degradation
service that's
systems,
exclusive
and I
to the
will
Switch 2
always have a
editions of
grudge
these
for
titles.
that because it
For example,
sucks.
it can help
There's
guide you to
no
various
reason
locations, like
in a
shrines and
game
Koroks you haven't found
you should
yet.
have to worry about
Guidance
that.
activating.
At least not adventure games like
Proceed
this.
north.
If you're talking about like classic RPGs like Zork, or if you're doing like
Or
hardcore
you can share
mode
your
in
creations using
Elden
QR
Ring or
codes
something,
and send them to
okay,
another
it
player
makes
to
sense
create
there.
in their game.
But this is just an open world Zelda adventure. Why do I have to worry about my sword breaking? That's so dumb. That is a terrible inclusion.
We hope these
I can't
features will
imagine
make your
anyone's
adventures
happy
even
that
more
it's there.
enjoyable.
Like, I can't think of anyone saying, oh my god, this game is so improved because my weapon constantly breaks.
In Kirby
like,
and
that's
the Forgotten Land,
that's
you'll be able
garbage.
to
That was a
enjoy an
terrible system.
additional
It's a
story
stupid inclusion.
exclusive to the
And it's
Nintendo Switch
one
2
of the
edition,
multiple
along with
reasons that
improved
I
graphics and
honestly
frame
don't
rates.
care for the latest two Zelda games.
This story
Also,
takes place in the
kind of
Forgotten
disappointing
Land
so
after being
far
struck by a
that
powerful
this
meteor that's
big
causing some
launch
mysterious
announcement for the
changes.
Switch 2 is just highlighting games from previous consoles.
We hope you're looking forward to
Like,
Kirby's
we've
new
seen
adventure.
more Switch games than we have Switch 2 games so far. By orders of magnitude. We've seen one Switch 2
Metroid
game.
Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
That feels like a mistake. That feels like the same thing they
In
did
addition
with
to
Twilight
standard
Princess,
controls, you
where
can use mouse controls for
you
intuitive
waited so
gameplay on
long
Switch 2.
that it doesn't
Plus,
feel like
you
a
can explore
Switch
the
2
immersive
launch
world in
title.
4K at 60 frames per second.
This
or
feels
enjoy
like
smoother action
exactly
in full
what it
HD
is. Like,
at 120
this is
frames per
just
second.
a Switch version with a minor
Choose from
upgrade.
these
It's a
two
port,
modes,
basically.
both of which support HDR.
And that was Twilight
based on
Princess.
your
You know,
preference
they
and playstyle.
it took so long to develop that it came at the tail end of the GameCube's
Pokemon
lifespan
Legends ZA, which is
and the
scheduled
beginning
to launch later
of the
this
Wii's
year,
lifespan.
will not only receive a
So
Nintendo
instead of
Switch
being
version,
a Wii game,
but a Nintendo
it was a
Switch 2
GameCube
edition
game
as
like it had
well.
always been developed as, and it just got
By
a
taking
port to the
advantage of the
Wii.
power of
And
Switch
it just
2,
it
you can
cheapens
enjoy
it.
your adventure in
And that's
Lumio
how
City
these
with
games kind of
enhanced
feel, too.
resolution and frame rates.
Also, at this point, who's gonna buy these on the Switch?
The Nintendo Switch 2 edition games
Like
you
if
just
Metroid
saw
Prime
will be
4
available as both
and
physical
Pokemon
and digital
ZA
versions.
like both come out as
And
essentially
if you
launch
already
titles
own
for the Switch
Nintendo
2,
Switch version of a game,
why the hell would you buy them for the
can play
Switch?
the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Okay, see,
We hope you're
they're
looking
doing
forward
that
to
crap
these
too.
Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
This is what they did with the PS4, PS5,
Next, I'd like to
where
introduce a
you can
brand
play
new
a
game
PS4
featuring
game
mouse controls
on the
with the Joy-Con 2
PS5,
controllers.
but you have to pay for the upgrade pack to
Please
get the
take a look.
PS5 enhanced version. That's some bullshit. I already bought the game from you. Why? It's not backward compatibility if I have to basically buy the game again. Like, stop being shitty. Just let me play my game. Put the enhancement pack out there as part of the experience. And that's my own personal gripe. Maybe other people will disagree, but I think that's some garbage. Like, you're still gonna sell the upgrade on people that didn't buy the game before, you know? People are still gonna buy the game for the first time on the Switch 2. You're still gonna get your money for doing the upgrade. Why do you have to charge me twice for this game? Like, that's just greedy and shitty. Yeah, see? Saphira agrees. She hissed. I don't think you heard it. It was actually a sneeze. But still, I'm going to count it as disagreement on her part. She thinks it's shitty. Okay, so forced motion control and mouse support. Okay, let's be real. With games like this, you know, the launch titles that are just, you know, gimmick highlights and like forced gimmick integration, no one's ever going to play this game again. After launch, you know, give it a year and more games have come out, and there's some third-party games and there's a couple more first-party titles. Like, no one's touching this again. This is a game you only play at launch because there's only 6 games for you to play.
In Drag and Drag,
Once other
you'll use
games
both
come
Joy-Con
along,
2 controllers
this is
as
dead.
mice
This
to
is
intuitively
never
pull
getting
off various
touched
moves.
again.
We hope you're
How many
looking
people are
forward to
still
a new
playing
twist on 3-on-3
Labo
matches using
on the
dual
original
mouse
Switch?
controls.
None. No one is.
Next,
Because
here are
there's
some games
no
from our
reason.
publishing
It's
and
a
development partners coming
gimmicky,
to
garbage
Nintendo Switch
little
2.
throwaway shovelware game. That's what that
I
was.
have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of repair.
And we're getting a port. Okay.
You can see them, can't you?
This is the other thing that's kind of disappointing with a lot of console launches now. This isn't exclusive to the Switch 2, but if you're like, don't tease me with a port. Like that's, I can already play this game. I have already played this game, and I kind of hate it because it's just way too hard always. I know some people want that. They like the whole get good mindset, but that's not fun. But like, I don't know. This game's already out there. You're not showing me anything with this. Like, you're not selling your console by saying, hey, we're giving you an umpteenth way to play this game that's already out.
Switch 2.
Yeah, same for this one. This is just another port.
An
Like,
immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister
show me a
Titan
new
of time.
game. And you know what,
Battle beyond
like,
the underworld
when
to the
PlayStation or
ends of the
Xbox
earth.
does it, it's one
Getting
thing.
to know
But
dozens of
for
characters from
Nintendo
brief
especially,
myth
like I
and a
mentioned
story that
earlier, with
reacts to
all
your
the
every
IP they
setback
own,
and victory.
I mean, they're essentially
It's
the
the kind of
nostalgia
game you can
company,
quickly pick up and
which
play
I
whether
know
you're
sounds like
experienced with
it
the
should
original or not.
be pro
For
port,
more
but like,
about Hades 2, later
I don't
this
know,
year.
use those IPs, man. Give me more new games.
皆さん
You're
こんにちは。
launching a
カプコン
new
の中山です。
console.
我々がお
There
届
should
け
be
す
a
る
new
タイトル
Mario
は
Brothers, a new Zelda, a Mario Maker, a
6
Smash Bros, a new Kirby.
本
Like,
体を持ち寄っての対戦はもち
lean
ろ
on
ん
those IPs,
Nintendo
guys.
Switch 2だけの
You
新
could
エ
have
ンドもあります。
2 dozen games at
ソフト
launch
は通常
just
版
from
の
your
他に
own
総勢26キャ
in-house
ラクターを収録した
stuff.
Years 1, 2 ファイ
Like,
ターズエディション
give
の
me
フル
Pokken
バージョン
Tournament 2. Give me
さらに
Hyrule
ゲーム
Warriors
と連動
2.
するアミーボ
You
と
know,
アミー
like,
ボカードも一緒に
there's so
の
much
発
stuff
売
they could
日に
do.
お届けします。
Oh,
楽しみ
don't
に
even start with this amiibo garbage. Just fuck you with your stupid ass amiibos. Skylanders did Toys to Life right, where you have a big open level, and at any point you put a toy down and now you play as that character. That is the best and honestly only way to use Toys to Life. Nintendo has never utilized an amiibo in any way that means anything. When you touch a when you touch an amiibo to your console or controller or whatever, it gives you a one-time quick in-game boost. You get a free item, or you unlock a skin or something. But you're not interacting with the amiibo. You're not playing as that character. You're not writing your personal data back to that toy. Like, they don't do anything. They're useless. They've never served any purpose. And it's crazy because amiibos came after Skylanders. So the blueprint was there. You already knew what to make, and they just didn't. Like, imagine if we got
Hey, this is Joseph
Skylanders.
Fares from Hazelight.
It's this big
I'm super excited for
adventure
Split Fiction to
platformer,
come to Nintendo
and it
Switch
has
2.
all these different levels
The game
in this
is a story
big
about
world.
friendship.
But instead of
You play as
playing
Neo,
through
the
as
white
Spyro
sci-fi,
and all
and
these
Zoe,
other little
the right
creatures,
fantasy.
you play through as
Together, they
all
get
the
trapped in their
Nintendo
own
characters,
stories.
and at any
It's up to
point you
you
can
and a
swap
friend
out.
to help them break
So,
free.
you know, you're going through this
Let me
level,
tell you this,
and
if
you're
you like
sword
It Takes
fighting,
Two,
you're doing
you're
everything
gonna
as
love
Link,
this one, trust
and then
me.
you decide, you know what?
Of course, you'll be
I'm
able
gonna
to play
swap
Split
and
Fiction
go
on the day
to
Switch
Kirby.
2 launches.
And now, instead of having to, you know, use your sword to fight through a
At
horde of
EA
enemies,
Sports, we're
you can
bringing
do
fans together
Kirby's
across the
little
world,
inhale
both
fly
on the
thing
pitch
and just
and on
get
the
over all the
gridiron.
enemies.
We're
And
excited
then
to
you
announce
swap
that
your
EA
amiibo
Sports
again to
FC will be
Pikachu, and
coming
now
to
you're a
Nintendo
tiny little
Switch
guy,
2.
and you can
Madden
run through
NFL
little holes
will
to get to
also be
secret
arriving
areas at
on
the
the
far side of
Nintendo
the level. Like,
platform.
there's so
EA
much they
Sports,
could
it's in
do
the game.
if they used amiibos
Hi,
like
I'm Alan Chu from Avalanche
Skylanders.
Software.
I
We are
really
bringing
wish
Hogwarts
Nintendo would get
Legacy
their heads
to
out of their
Nintendo Switch
ass
2.
and just,
With
I don't know,
enhanced
make a
graphics
good
and
decision,
seamless world
guys. Like,
transitions,
Nintendo
you'll be
should
immersed in a
be
wizarding
the
world like
leaders
never before.
here. Like, they're
And
the
new
reason
mouse
video
controls
games
on
are still a
Switch
thing.
2
Like,
give you
Atari
even
killed
more
them,
ways to
and
experience the
Nintendo
adventure.
brought the industry back. They're the reason we have video games.
Discover
So
the
why
enhanced
are they
magic
so
when
shit
Hogwarts
at them
Legacy
now?
launches on the same day
And I mean, I
as
know
Switch
why.
2.
It's the same reason that any company sucks nowadays. Because it's a bunch of old people running the company that no longer are in touch with what folks want. But, like, my god, Nintendo, get your shit together. And again, while I've been talking, it's just more ports. The Amiibo game was an original game, but it's just a fighting game with Capcom characters, so not really that original. Everything else has just been ports. It's kind of garbage. And actually, this Tony Hawk port is especially garbage because it's not Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remastered. It's Tony Hawk 3 remastered with Tony Hawk 4 levels. Because if you remember, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 had not a hub world, but it had open world levels. You skated around the level and then found quest givers to give you a challenge that you would then undertake.
As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47
and in the remake here, they got rid of that. The Tony Hawk 4 levels are the same as the Tony Hawk 3 levels, where you just go into the level with, you know, the 2 or 3 minute time limit and try to undertake the challenges in that time. So it's a step back. They took the innovation and the new gameplay introduction from Tony Hawk 4 and removed it for the remake. Which is insane that when you're remaking a game, you remove the innovation of the game. Like, don't even remake it then. But anyway, more ports, so let's keep going. Is this the Gex fake out, or is this a GoldenEye remake?
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Oh, okay. So just an yet unnamed James Bond game.
The story of Light and Shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition.
Okay, so we're just not getting anything original on the Switch 2. We're getting the hardware gimmick games and less fun Mario Kart. And that's it. Everything else is ports and remakes. I guess, you know, that's it, guys. You can all go home now.
With unique ways to play.
This video really is taking a much more negative turn than I thought it was going to. Like, I want to be clear here. I was going into this expecting this to be a very hype video. I thought I was going to be excited and, like, jumping out of my chair here and just like, oh my god, look at this cool thing they did. Oh my god, look at this other cool thing they did. Like, look at all this great stuff. I'm so excited for the Switch 2. So far, the Switch 2 sucks. It's ports of games that are already on consoles that play better than the Switch 2 will, so they're demakes. And then it's a bunch of remasters, which, I mean, okay, I like when old games get remastered. There's a lot of games I would love to see remastered, but that's not how you sell a console. I can already play Bravely Default. I already have that game on the console it originally launched on.
Please take a look.
So, like, they're not showing me anything here. Okay, Koei Tecmo. This could be a Musou. This could be Hyrule Warriors 2.
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface.
Okay, hold the fuck on.
Their union
I might have to take back everything I said. I might get really excited here.
But in time, a terrible evil arose.
If this is a sequel to the Age of Darkness thing or whatever, I'm gonna be so mad.
To vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the imprisoning war.
Oh, it's gonna be, isn't it? It's these stupid ass cel-shaded graphics.
You truly have traveled.
It's gonna be the Age of Calamity 2. It's not gonna be Hyrule Warriors 2. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you get me so excited?
Then that must mean this really is the past.
Ah, you bastards. Man, I was really hyped for a second there. Oh, you suck. Look, I played both. Hyrule Warriors is in my top 5 favorite games ever made. Age of Calamity is a shell of Hyrule Warriors. They took out the adventure map, which was one of the best things ever. They took out challenge modes. They took out the golden Skulltulas that you had to find to unlock cool maps. They took out so many of the cool features that made the game really just above and beyond expectation. And it felt like you were playing Breath of the Wild in Musou mode. It didn't feel like you were playing Hyrule Warriors.
Age of Imprisonment.
And they're doing it again, you rat
it's
bastards.
It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games.
Why?
With support from Nintendo.
What feedback did they get from Hyrule Warriors that made them think, hey, we need to pull all the functionality out of this game? Because this is We're letting people have too much fun.
And
We
now,
need to scale
some news
all of
about
this back.
Nintendo Switch Online.
That sucks.
You can continue to enjoy
Oh my
Nintendo Switch
god,
Online
why would you
on
get my
Switch
hopes
2.
up like that and then just do this bullshit?
And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus
you
expansion
rad
pack,
bastards.
you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
I am so disappointed now. This whole Direct is garbage. Yeah, okay, you're adding GameCube to Switch Online. I don't care. Nobody cares.
Nintendo Switch
I mean, people do
Online
care,
Plus
but like,
expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library.
it just means another thing you have to pay for.
Nintendo Switch
Like,
2.
you're just
Nintendo
paying
GameCube,
to
originally
use
released in
their
2001.
onboard emulator.
Here
That's
are
all
the
that
titles
is.
that will be available
You're
at
adding an
launch.
extra
A Legend of
$30
Zelda game that
to
looks like a cartoon
the
come
already
to life
somewhat
through cell
expensive
shading.
multiplayer
Controlling the
online
wind using a
functionality pass.
mysterious baton,
And
Link set sail
that
on an
$30
adventure
is
across
just
the Great
giving
Sea.
you
The
an
Legend of
emulator
Zelda,
with
The
a
Wind
small
Waker.
handful of ROMs.
Transcending history
Like,
and
let's
the
be real.
world.
If you're gonna
Tale of souls
pay
and
for an
swords
emulator, which first of all,
eternally
don't.
retold.
There's all of them out there.
In this 3D
But like,
weapons-based
if
fighting
you're gonna
game,
pay for an
each fighter
emulator,
comes equipped with a different weapon.
why would you
And
pay
Link
for
from the
one
Legend of Zelda
that
series
has an
enters the
incredibly
fray.
limited library?
Soul Calibur 2.
Like,
Experience
I don't know.
a world of white
Imagine
knuckle racing at
RetroArch,
speeds
like I
over
mentioned earlier.
2,000 kilometers per
Imagine
hour.
you paid
30
to
machines
get
will put it
RetroArch,
all on the line
which has
in
all
death-defying
these
races.
emulators and all this compatibility
Featuring the
with so many
series' first
ROMs.
machine customization
And in return for the
story
money,
mode, get ready to
they
experience
limit the functionality of
F-Zero
it so that it
GX.
only works with 100 hand-picked
games
games.
that support multiplayer.
That's,
up to 4 can
who
play
would do
together
that? That's the
locally.
dumbest thing ever. But
or
that's
online.
what you're doing with Nintendo Switch Online, because you're
Enjoy
paying
these
to
classic
get these
games with clearer
emulators,
image
but
quality
only
and
with the few
higher
ROMs they
resolution
want
than
you
the
to have.
original releases.
It's
You can
It's
also
beyond
check the
stupid.
controls for each title and customize them to your
I swear to
liking.
God, Nintendo hates people that play Nintendo games and
More
consoles
titles will be added in the future.
because every decision they make and every announcement they make is always the wrong one.
Nintendo GameCube.
I mean, honestly,
Nintendo
that
Classics,
is the theme of
the
this
Switch
entire
2
Direct so
exclusive
far,
game library
is,
coming to
hey,
Nintendo Switch
we're doing
Online Plus
everything
expansion pack
in the way that
launches
you
the
don't
same
want us
day
to.
as the hardware's
You're
release.
going to get a new Hyrule Warriors, but it's
And
Age of Calamity 2,
dedicated
not Hyrule
controller
Warriors 2.
designed after the
You're going to
original
get a new
GameCube
Mario
controller
Kart,
will
but
also
we're
be
taking out
released.
all of the Mario
It can
Kart
connect
aspect, and it's
wirelessly
just going to
and
be an
also has
open
a
world
C
rally
button
racer
to
with
quickly
some
access
weapons.
Game chat.
You know, you're getting
Nintendo GameCube
Elden
controller,
Ring and
exclusively available
Hades
for
2 and all
Nintendo
these other
Switch
games,
Online members,
but they're
will
not going to
also be
perform
available the
on
same
here
day
as well as they do
Nintendo
on your
Switch 2.
PS5 Pro or your PC.
Whether you're familiar with the
Everything here is a
games or
disappointment.
haven't played
There
them
has been
before,
no announcements that are
we hope you're
positive
looking
without a
forward to
caveat.
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo
I mean,
Classics.
even with the backward compatibility, we're like, hey,
Of course,
we're going to
can
let you
continue
play
to
your
play
Switch
select
games
from the
on the
systems
Switch
shown
2,
here on Nintendo
but
Switch.
only some of them. And we're
Okay,
going to have
let's see
enhanced
some more
Switch
games
2
from our
functionality
publishing
in those
development
games. They're going to get an upgrade. But you have to pay for that upgrade on a game-by-game basis. Like, everything here has been a shitty announcement with a terrible caveat. There's been nothing here. It was just a cool, positive announcement. Like, that's so crap. Why can't they do anything right anymore? What happened to this company that they are now the worst players in the game? Like, I swear to God, they actively dislike the game industry with the decisions they make. Like, even this, they're announcing Deltarune, which again is just a port, but it's got chapters 3 and 4. Cool. Chapters 3 and 4 aren't out anywhere else yet. But at best, this is a timed exclusive. Maybe they'll get chapters 3 and 4 before anyone else. But they're not going to get locked out of other consoles. Like, Steam or Xbox or whatever will get chapters 3 and 4. Like, it's not like it's something exclusive to Switch. And again, why would you play it on the Switch 2 when you could play it on PC through Steam and have achievements and better performance? And like,
sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K
there's
on the
nothing
way.
in this Direct so far
Hi, I'm Dennis
that
Schiff
has
from
made me
Firaxis
want to get a
Games.
Switch 2. Like, if
We're
it weren't for the
releasing a
fact that
Nintendo
I
Switch
just
2 edition of
get
Sid
every
Meier's
console and all the
Civilization
games, because that's just
In
kind
Civ
of what
7,
I
you'll
do. It's
establish an
how
empire
the
and guide your
weird part
people
of my
throughout
broken
the
brain
ages of
works.
history.
Like,
With the new mouse
if I were
controls,
just someone else that
players
just
can
wanted to
enjoy a more
play video
intuitive
games,
gameplay experience.
nothing
Switch 7
that I've seen
launches on the
here
same day
would
as
make me
Switch
want to
2.
switch to. Nothing. There's
If
not a
you already
single
own the
thing in
Nintendo
this
Switch
direct
version,
that
you
would
can
sell me on
experience
this
mouse
console.
controls on Switch 2 by
Like,
purchasing the upgrade.
Why? There's a hardware
And
gimmick.
we have even
You know,
more news
you can
from
use your
2K.
Joy-Con as a mouse, but Joy-Cons suck to use.
I'm Lionel Jinx.
And I'm
Ben
going to be
Bishop.
at home playing
Our final
on my
announcement
big ass
for today
TV.
is that WWE
So
2K
I'm just
coming
going
to
to
Nintendo
use
Switch
a
2.
Pro Controller. Like, why?
NBA 2K
I don't
as
care
well.
that the Joy-Con can
We
be a
can't
mouse.
wait
I'm
to
never
see you
going to
in the
use
ring.
the Joy-Con.
And on the
So that doesn't matter for me. You know, they introduced 2 new games so far. Aside from the gimmick nonsense. And it's a not that good Hyrule Warriors 3-quel and a bastardized Mario Kart. Why am I going to spend $400 on this console to play those? That's not $400 worth of content. That's nothing. Those are not console sellers. Those are garbage. So, yeah, I don't know what they're doing right now, but this is not how you launch a console. This is... Ugh. And I will say, I know that when I post this online, I'm going to get downvotes. If anyone sees the video, I guess, you know, if the usual 50 people watch this video, then it's going to get wildly ignored. But let's say this video goes viral.
Here's the first look.
Everyone on the internet is going to shit on it and downvote it. They're all going to be upset and be like, no, how dare you be negative about Nintendo? By the way, this isn't me. Their video froze. Like, I didn't do this.
You
See,
can expect some fan favorite elements to return.
It's live. It's
Still
just
working
frozen.
on the game. I'm excited to share more with you
But,
in the future.
like, the fanboys out there will be mad that I'm shitting on this, but realistically, objectively, if you're watching this and you're a Nintendo fanboy and you want to be excited, objectively, tell me what on here sells a console. What value are you getting from the Switch 2 that is worth the $400? What, from what you've seen here, from everything in this showcase so far, what justifies $400 for you? Genuinely, I'm asking. I want to know. What is it you think makes this worth purchase? Like, what's the appeal? Where's the draw? Because honestly, I don't see it. It's not there. Like, it's... Like I said, I've only seen 2 original games. Everything else is a port or remake that I can already play on other consoles that I already have.
My name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red.
So the only new stuff that's going to sell this console for me
the dark future to Nintendo players for
is
the first time. Cyberpunk
Mario Kart
2077
and
is an open-world action-adventure
Hyrule Warriors
RPG
3.
set in Night City.
And
Thanks
those
to Nintendo
both
Switch
don't
2,
look
you can
good to me.
transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go.
It's
Get
Forza
ready to meet
Horizon, but less
unforgettable
realistic,
characters and discover
and it's the
engaging stories.
crappiest version of
Cyberpunk
Hyrule Warriors.
2077
Like,
Ultimate Edition
that's not
comes to
selling
Nintendo Switch
anything.
2
Those are so
online.
disappointing. This whole direct is so disappointing.
スクエアエニックスの浜口です。
Also, they are just completely out of sync now. They
Nintendo Switch 2で Final Fantasy 7 リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。
Okay, well, we're getting Final Fantasy.
本作は
I can't see it
ニットが
yet,
脱出までを描いた
but based on what they're
サンド作シリーズ
saying,
の
we're going
一
to
作目と
get
なる
it. So
20年
that's
以上
something,
の
I
時を
guess.
経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。
You know, it is funny to me
スイッチ
too
2で展開
that,
する
you
FF7
know,
リメイク
this is
シ
how
リーズ
they're going to launch their
ぜひ
console.
リメイクシリーズに
And
ぜ
they
ひ
couldn't
ご期
even
待くだ
keep
さ
their
い。
video and audio in sync. Like, how is this whole presentation not pre-recorded and pre-rendered and pre-synced? Like, how is it possible that it can go out of sync? This should be a singular preset presentation where someone just hits play at the right time. But okay, once again, we're getting the Final Fantasy VII remake. We're getting Hollow Knight. We're getting just a bunch of other ports. Like, there's nothing new here. I have to say, for the longest time, I was the biggest Nintendo fanboy. Like, I really... Nintendo over Sega all the way. Like, I always... That's where I stood on it. For me, Nintendo was always going to be the winner. Like, they were just doing everything better. And nowadays, man, I don't know what happened to this company, but I don't like them anymore. Like, anytime I see an announcement from Nintendo, I'm disappointed. And it's not just this Direct. Like, this Direct does suck. I have never had the wind taken out of my sails so fast. But, like, everything they do, you know? They constantly go after people that are hosting ROMs for 50-year-old games that they don't benefit off of anymore. If YouTubers are doing Let's Plays of their games, they're going to copyright strike them because, God forbid, they get free publicity for their stuff. If you're making mods for their games or modding their characters into other games, even though you're doing it for free and they're getting more attention for their characters, they're going to remove those and copyright strike or send you a cease and desist. Like, they hate their fans, they hate their product, and they hate their industry. Like, there's no reason to root for Nintendo anymore because they
next
just
game will be the last from our
they
publishing and
suck.
development partners.
They don't seem to even like video games or the people that play them. I just don't understand why they're even still around if that's the case. Like, what are you doing at this point? They're just a shell of themselves. And unless they really pull something out at the end here, like, I feel like my takeaway from this Direct, I could tell you already, is just, hey, we quit. We don't care anymore. We don't like games. We don't like you. We're going to half-ass everything until we just slowly, silently die. Because that's really what this feels like. Like, Nintendo is so phoning it in now. They don't care anymore. And it's so disappointing.
To a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
I don't know what this is. It's probably a port of something. Or an HD remake. Or remaster, whatever. Oh, is this the Elden Ring thing? Or is it like a remake of Dark Souls or something? I'm sure there are people out there screaming at their screen, being like, no, you idiot, it's Bloodborne, or it's Dark Souls 3, or whatever it is, but I don't know, those games are not for me. Like, when you're trying to be as hard as possible on purpose, that's not fun. Like I said earlier on, like, games are supposed to be my escape from the world. They're supposed to be escape from the stress of, like, my job, or relationships, or the tree that fell on my damn house. But, like, if my video games are also difficult and stressful and frustrating, then it's not escapism anymore. Then you've just given me another shitty thing to deal with. That's not fun for me. I know it's fun for some people. Some people love Dark Souls, and Bloodborne, and Elden Ring, and all that crap. And you know what? Great, have at it. I'm glad you enjoy it. Have fun. Play them to your heart's content, you know? Good for you. But for me, that's just, I do not see the appeal at all. But I guess maybe it's like the achievement thing, you know? Some people don't like them, some people hate them. I don't know why you hate them, just ignore them. Like, it's stupid enough to hate something that you don't really have to interact with or focus on. But maybe it's like that. I like the achievements because it gives me just a little extra thing to work toward while playing a game. Because I just like that the ping where it pops up. I'm like, oh, cool, you know, I was playing the game, having fun anyway, but I did this little thing, and that's just an extra little niftiness. Maybe that's how folks play with this. I don't know. Maybe it's hard as hell and it's frustrating, but then you beat a boss and you get that save little achievement feeling where it's like, oh, I did this thing, and now I feel good because I did this little thing. Like, I don't know. If you get something from it, great. Play it, enjoy it, power to you. But when I see From Software, I immediately know I'm not going to buy this game. It is not for me. No interest. I have not heard of anyone talk about the Dustbloods, so maybe that's a new game. And if so, cool. They finally announced something for this console. I still don't know if it's a console seller, because there's no way it's going to be exclusive. Like, From Software... Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software.
Okay. I stand corrected. It is going to be
We'll
exclusive.
be publishing a creator's voice article.
Good
The
for
game's
them.
director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details
Still
about
not
the
a
game,
console
so
seller.
please check it out when it's available.
Even if you like
That's all from our publishing and
Soulsborne,
development
like it's still.
We'd like to thank
Is
the
that going to
developers
sell
who
you on the
appeared
Switch
today,
too?
as well
Like,
as
are
our
you going to pay
publishing and development
$400 for a
partners
new console
who
to play
prepared
that
footage
game?
for this presentation.
Because that's like, that's what I'm trying to figure out here. This is the announcement. This console comes out in 2
addition to what you
months.
saw today,
So
partners are working on many games
this
coming to
video
Nintendo
has to
Switch 2.
convince you to buy it.
We'll
Like,
showcase more games
they
in the
want you to
future,
dish
so
out
we hope you're
400
looking
bucks.
forward to it.
So to convince you to do that,
Next, please take a look at
they
this.
need to show you $400 worth of games. They have not shown me $400 worth of games. Is that a Smash Brothers sound effect? That was a Smash Brothers sound effect. Now, is the guy that made Smash Brothers still pouting because people showed his cutscenes on YouTube? Or are we going to get a Smash Brothers with an actual freaking story mode again? Because, seriously, he was a little bitch for that. Like, oh no, people watch my cutscenes in a way I don't want them to. I'm not going to do story modes anymore. Like, dude, grow the hell up, man. You work for Nintendo, you make millions of dollars, and your game is one of the most played things in the world. Grow a set. Also, I don't know if this is going to be Smash Brothers or just New Kirby. I say just. I am okay with New Kirby. I like Kirby. Wait. Are they going to make a Kirby kart racer? Oh. So, yes, basically. They're competing with themselves now. Okay. I mean, I guess they always did. You know, they had the Diddy, or was it Donkey Kong Kart or Diddy Kart? I don't know. There was a Donkey Kong Kart racer before, so they've competed with themselves. But
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released
Weird.
on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders.
okay, now when is
directed
Star
by
Fox
Masahiro
getting a brand
Sakurai.
new game? Because that's what we need.
Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
This better be the best thing anyone's ever seen, because holy shit, they have not sold me on this console at all. I don't know what this is. It looks like something new. Which is weird to me, because again, they should be... It's Donkey Kong. Yeah. I was gonna say, they should be leaning on established IP. Like, they are the nostalgia company. Also, the audio appears to be out of sync again, so, boy, they're just killing it from the tech standpoint. So is this Donkey Kong Minecraft? Because it looks like you can, like, just terraform the world around you as Donkey Kong. Which I will say, adding some sort of like feature like that to a 3D platformer is kind of unique and interesting. Like, that's a cool take. Because, you know, some people out there will just want to destroy everything. But if you do that, you can't progress on the level because you've terraformed away the platforms that you need to progress. So you need to find that healthy balance and keep yourself in check and only make changes that won't hinder you. So, like, you could do interesting things with like a terraforming aspect in a 3D platformer. I'm not mad about that. That is a cool innovation. So far, I have nothing bad to say about what I'm seeing here with this game. We just needed 5 more announcements like that. Like, oh, and it comes in a month and a half after the console comes out, so it's not a launch title.
That was a brand new 3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong called Donkey Kong Bonanza.
They said that was the last trailer,
With
so I guess this
incredible
is it for
strength,
the direct. It's still
smash
talking in
through
my ear. I'm
enemies,
gonna let it keep playing,
walls, the ground,
man,
and just
for
about
this,
everything as you demolish your way through a massive
for an
underground
announcement
world.
of a console, this
More
has been
details will be
dog
shared in the
shit, man.
future.
This is.
We hope you're looking forward to it.
There's nothing here to be excited
Thank you for
about. They are
watching so
not
far.
selling the console. You know, the thing that I liked most in this video
To recap,
is not available at launch.
Nintendo
It's coming
Switch
a month
2
and a half
launches on
after
June
the
5th.
console does.
Finally,
At
here are the
launch,
hardware options
it'll
that will be
have
available
terrible
at
Mario
launch.
Kart,
We'll
which
release Nintendo Switch 2,
honestly
as
am
well
very
as
disappointed
a bundle
by.
that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
Oh, and you can get the console with the game, but it's a digital
For
download.
more
You don't even
details,
get the physical
please check
game in the box.
official Nintendo
So,
Switch 2 website,
garbage.
which goes live later today.
Yeah, I mean, I've loved
covered a lot of
Mario Kart,
information, but
so
that's
I'm
all
gonna
we
get
have
the
to
new
share
Mario
for
Kart,
today.
and I
You'll have
have
to
bought
wait just
every
a bit
Zelda
longer for
game
launch.
ever. I have
We are very
2
much
display
looking forward
cases
to
in my
everyone
warehouse
being
that
able
have
to
boxed
experience
copies of
Nintendo
every
Switch
Zelda
2.
game ever released, even the
We
spin-offs,
appreciate
region
you joining us
exclusives,
today.
everything.
Thank you very
So
much.
I will get the new Hyrule Warriors, but I'm not excited about either of the 2 games that I will get. Like, I'm not. And I wasn't excited about anything else they showed us, except maybe the Donkey Kong. And that's gonna come later. So, yeah, I don't know. This was a terrible announcement. Nothing here was good. Wow. I was super disappointed. Yeah, I guess if you guys are still watching, let me know what you think. Let me know how you felt. Maybe I'm reading the room wrong. Maybe I'm just an old man yelling at the clouds and everyone else absolutely loved this. I don't know. I might be in the minority here, and that's fine, but to me, this sucked. So you guys let me know what you think. And yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this video. See y'all later.